Hi, this video I'm going to review how to create your own pattern that you can apply to your project. So first thing you have to do is you go over to your Google and you start doing a search for whatever subject you want. I'm going to look for an avocado. I'm going to go to clip art so I find something kind of cute. A little space. So once you find one that you like, you are going to open it in a new tab. After you right click on it, you're going to save this image. So I just saved it on the desktop. So I'm going to go to Photopea and I'm going to open up the new picture. And it's at this point, if you want to change it, if you want to edit it somehow, like for example, I might want to give it a brighter color background. I don't want to leave it plain like that. Just use the paint bucket and put a color in. I'm also going to crop it because I don't want that much pink space. I want these avocados to be pretty close together, not a lot of negative space. It's at this point I'm going to take this image and I'm going to make it into a pattern. So I go to Edit, Define New, Pattern. So this pattern was added. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to open up a new page, new blank page. You can name it Pattern, make it 8 inches by 10 inches, 300 pixels per inch or DPI, dots per inch, and create. And it's at this point that you want to make a new layer and we're going to dump that pattern in. So instead of having to go to a new layer, you can go up to Layer in your menu. And you see here it says New Fill Layer, and I'm going to pick Pattern Fill. So this gives you sort of as a default, it just gives you this one here, but you can select your own by hitting the drop down, and you can see that here it's added the avocado. So this pattern, if you think it's too big right now, you have an option to scale it down. Have them very, very small or very big. And in Photopea, there's actually a way, an easy way you can actually, if you wanted to change, kind of slide it over for some reason or another. And move it up and down for some reason or another. Okay. And I'm going to hit this Pro right here, make that disappear. So it's at this point that I want to save this image right now as a JPEG. Okay. You notice I have 2 layers here. I can right click on it and flatten it. I go to File, Save As, actually it's Export as JPEG. And you can just save there. So now it is a patterned image. So this will work just like any of the other images that you were working with. You can go ahead and you can find your subject that you want to use. Okay, and you can also open up the pattern that you made and you can drag it onto your new picture. And apply it to where you want it to be. Add a layer mask. I like to invert the layer mask. And you can go ahead at this point and put your design on your new pattern on your choice of surface. Okay. Now, just as a note, one thing that I completely ignored is what I really should do is this particular pattern, I'm going to need to adjust it to fit proper on this backpack. So to do that really quick, you can go to Image, go to Transform, nope, sorry, go to Edit, here transform, and then over here if you hit distort, warp, and you can try out different ways to make this angled, look like it's angled so it fits proper in the space that you want. There's even a warp mode if I wanted to make this up on top here look like it wraps around, kind of curving like the top of the backpack goes. Go back to the move tool. And there's this warp mode that allows you to kind of curve it. So some of you guys will be relying on this kind of option to really make it look much more authentic and much more believable. You kind of see how I'm angling that pattern. It really makes a big difference. And this is just something I encourage everybody to just kind of play around with and kind of get used to using these tools properly and get these things to do essentially what you want it to do. Okay? So, and then at that point, it's after that you have it set up where you want it to be, how you want it to be, how you want it to look. I'm almost there. I'm going to have to work with it a little bit more. And then it's at that point that you can put a layer mask on this and you remove the areas that you don't want this pattern to be. And making this look much more believable. And changing your opacity, changing the mode here, your layer mode from normal. Try overlay, seems to work out very well. And also color, some people prefer the color, it doesn't work for this one. But soft light works as well, and it's just a matter of making it look as though this is on the surface, which this absolutely does. You can see the texture of the canvas. All right, so have fun with it. That's how you make a pattern.